Here I just want to go into what DAX is and why you need to learn it for Power BI. Now, the first thing is DAX is the true power behind Power BI. If you don't know DAX, then you're really only utilizing, in my personal view, about 10, maybe 20% of the entire potential or analytical potential that you have when using Power BI. And how I want to describe what DAX is and showcase why you should learn it is just through some examples of what you can achieve if you learn DAX really well and you incorporate DAX with all the other great features of Power BI. Now, here's an example of analysis that I've created based on a retail sites or retail stores throughout the east coast of the US. Now, here I've used DAX inside of these measures to create this dynamic look and feel in the report where you can really drill into numerous time frames and look at numerous metrics in a very concise and effective way. So in this example, you can, and this example will actually be made available to download, so you can actually utilize it and try and work out how it's actually been created. But here you can actually change the time frame in which you want to actually analyze. So we might want to look at a 7-day time frame, very short-term time frame, versus a 180-day time frame. See how the performance of our customers or salespeople differs over those different time frames. But what we can also do here is we can flick between profits or revenue inside of these visualizations as well. We can also drill even further in by using the native filtering or dynamic filtering effect inside of Power BI. So all in combination, the formulas to achieve this all happen through DAX. You can't achieve this in any other way other than knowing DAX really well. So that's the point that I want to get across. Now, in this case, how I've created it is on the right hand side. You can see all these measures that I've created. So this is where we've actually written some DAX inside of what are called measures, which I described later on down in the course. But utilizing these techniques in a combination of DAX techniques, I was able to implement this in this report page to be able to create this compelling reporting solution or visualization or dashboard. Now I just want to showcase another report as well to highlight the flexibility that you have in the analysis that you create, or the flexibility you just generally have with Power BI with a really strong use of DAX in behind it. So here I'm doing some analysis on, say, customers, and we've got some cumulative information here. So cumulative totals can only, currently in Power BI, can be created only with DAX, the use of DAX formula. And so here I'm combining cumulative totals with some time intelligence because I'm comparing my the current cumulative total amount, or sales in this case, to prior years, 1 year back and 2 years prior. But then what's really cool here is the way that we can dynamically filter on anything, and everything just adjusts automatically. And we can utilize not only slices here to filter, but we can also filter inside of our visualizations as well. But time intelligence is a great one. So there's a lot of time intelligence in this particular report. So we're analyzing how our customer performance has been this year versus another year, and so I'm looking at the total there. But I'm also looking at it from a product perspective. I'm looking at what are the differences between my sales 2 years ago to today, and trying to get an understanding of why there are differences, right? Because that's obviously what you want to ultimately achieve with your analysis. Is you want to actually answer things. You want to create insight that really creates true value to yourself, to your managers, to your organizations, etc. And DAX is what creates that value inside of Power BI. Obviously, there's lots of other great things with Power BI in terms of like visualization and consumption, consumption of insights. But DAX is that true analytical power that sits in behind Power BI, and when utilized well, can create immense value for yourself and your organization. So learning it well is incredibly important. And throughout this intro course, you'll certainly have the makings of learning it well. Learning DAX is a bit of a journey. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to learn some theory, put it into practice, and then you do even more practice, and then you'll you really know what you're doing. You'll really keep creating some really compelling reports inside of Power BI. So this is just a starter course, to certainly get you on your way. But it's actually a very comprehensive beginner course. I made it this way because I want people who enroll in the course to really get a good head start on what they need to focus on with DAX. So good luck with it. Hopefully through these examples you're able to see some of the potential, the real potential that you can achieve with Power BI and DAX, and so I wish you all the best in learning the content and reviewing the content in the future.